People of God, I want to tell you something. Woo! I gotta catch my breath, baby. I gotta catch my breath. This message is for my brothers and sisters, those of us who are on the front lines, encouraging God's people, speaking life into God's people, healing God's people, helping God's people understand His word, pointing them back to Yah, praying for God's people. Let me tell you something. Whew. The reason I'm so out of breath, I had to help this man push a car. That car was heavy. But see, when you helping people, especially when you helping them understand who God is, when you sharing anything about the word of God, because you know what God gave you, and you know God put you in that position He put you in, you know God gave you the vision He gave you, because you got the fruit, your fruit show it, and you get feedback from His people. But sometimes, not sometimes, but know that, see, that crafty devil, he come for the head. Because if he can make you weak, if he can make you bombard you with his forces, sending his demonic forces, and you can feel it. Sometimes you feel so heavily oppressed and you can't even explain it, but you got this feeling, it's an overwhelming feeling. It's spiritual warfare. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. That's why you got to have folk around you that love you, folk who understand spiritual warfare. And they ain't really even got to be around you, because when you see God's people, when God's people, your other brothers and sisters, when they see you doing the work of the Lord, they already going to know what you kind of experience, and you should know what they go through, so they shouldn't have to ask you for prayer. You got people praying for you that you don't even know. You understand? But it's good. It's even a better blessing when you got somebody who understands. Whew, that darn cat scared me. Look at that cat. I'm walking by this U-Haul truck. That cat look at me and jump out. It's even better when you got somebody who you can pick up the phone and you can call, and they can help pray them spirits off of you. You know, sometimes when you pray for people, that energy that you praying off of other people, sometimes it don't always get discarded right away. Sometimes the enemy try to use that energy, use them spirits of retaliation, and let that energy come back and follow you. I don't know who this is calling me. I'm going to not take that right now, because I'm going to finish talking, say what's on my spirit. Sometimes you have forces following you. So it's good to connect with brothers and sisters who understand spiritual warfare, because you can talk to one another. You can't always confide in those people that you are helping, because those people are going through certain things, and they may not be able to carry what you're going through, or it may come back to the enemy may use them to come back and attack you. They call them back again. See, so you have to. Let me go ahead and answer this. Okay, my bad. That was an important call. Now I got to remember what I was saying. So what I was saying is, basically, we become a target for the enemy, and he would love us to focus on our brothers and sisters and be mad at each other rather than focusing on him. He hides himself. You know, he's a liar, he's a manipulator, he's a deceiver, and yeah, he worked through some people, but see, when you can see in the spirit, you can understand what spirit is on somebody. And when you are, like I said, when you are helping people, because he don't want people to come out of darkness. He don't want people to have a great life. He don't want people to enjoy, tap into the joy of the Lord. He don't want people to wake up happy. He wants you to feel alone. He wants you to feel down and depressed, and like you ain't got nobody that just understand you. But see, you don't realize there are people that understand you, and it's more than you really think. And there are people that go through things. Even the strongest person get weak sometimes. But see, when you stronger, you understand what Satan is looking for. And sometimes those people who he using, they waiting on to see your weak moment. They waiting on to see what they doing, them word curses and things that they sending against you. They want to see that thing work. So sometimes you got to understand how the adversary work. And it makes you, when you really understand how he works, it makes you fight back to take back your energy. But at the same time, it's not that you don't go through things. We all go through it. But it's having the right folk around you who can understand what you're dealing with to be able to give you an end time word in the moment. For example, oftentimes when you're gifted like that, you can easily see what somebody else, sometimes you can see what's on your brothers and sisters, and you can put out a word and they'll be like, I needed that, I needed this, and you be like, well, Dad, where my word? See, when you strong, it get like that sometimes. But you human being, we all human beings, and sometimes what I begin to realize, when you can do so much and you are so, God has blessed you and gifted you in so many areas, people don't always look back to see how they can pour back into you. And sometimes some people can't even pour back into you because they're not equipped. But when you come across your brothers and sisters that can pour back into you, that's a blessing from God, because you don't get that every day and Sunday too. And then you have to realize that in order for you to really bond with your brothers and sisters, you have to be open to communication. You have to be open to communication, and you have to study the spirit to make sure that that is a spirit that is sent by God. Because if it's sent by God, then they're not going to how can I say it, they're not going to take advantage of your vulnerabilities, and likewise you wouldn't do the same to them, because you don't find them kind of people that come through every day and Sunday too. So it all takes open lines of communication, and the time that we are living in now, the brothers and sisters need each other now more than ever. But here's what I've seen in the spirit. So many of us, especially those of us who are on the front lines, are very, very guarded, because you see so much fake. You see so much people smiling on face today, and boom, as soon as you turn around, their energy done switch up. They done said something to try to break you down. Hold on a second, let me stop this guy. So anyway, I had to stop this video and catch my brother for a second. I need him. I need his help with something. But you know, that's what I wanted to share. We get attacked a lot, and I remember when I used to be on Facebook, I get ghosts for a long time. I delete my thing, deactivate, and go, because you fight off that energy and you want to stay in a happy place. And sometimes the enemy be trying to stop you, and he don't want people to hear what you got to say, because you got that light on the inside of you. And I hope I'm picking up from where I stopped the video just now. Yeah, so anyway, I keep stopping, but my whole thing done mess up now, because I kind of forget everything that I was gonna say. But sometimes the devil, he don't want you to say what on the inside of you, because he know that's gonna help somebody. And you don't know what folk may be going through right before they hear your words. Sometimes they'll tell you, you'll be like, wow, you know. See, that the God working, that's God working through you to help folk. And the devil wanna keep it silent. He wanna stop it from shining your light in whatever way he got to do that. Either he gonna try to attack you, he'll try to attack your health, he'll try to attack your finances, he'll try to use people, which we already know how them ones be, you know, or he'll try to bombard you with negative spiritual energy, and you can feel that thing. And when you get overwhelmed with that, you see, that's when you need folk praying for you. And people of God, let me tell you something. When you got men and women of God that you enjoy listening to, that you know they be speaking a word to you, an end time word, you know God is using them to bless your soul, pray for your men and women of God. Support them. Don't wait for somebody to always say something to you. Sometimes check on them. If you got their number, call them. If you got their email, send them an email. Let them know what you're thinking. You know, let them know God put you on my spirit. If he putting you on your spirit. You know, you got a lot of selfish folk. Some folk will ask you to pray for them all day long, and they'll never look back to think about what you're going through. And it get heavy sometimes. You know, I'm surprised that some folk who used to follow me when I was on Facebook, look at the rain coming, they surprised that I've been back on YouTube and being consistent for so long. Because I tell you, in a minute I deactivate, close everything down, but see, you can't do all that with YouTube. But you know, but anyway, I can't think of everything I want to say. I'm gonna come back on here, but keep pressing on, keep being strong. My day ain't start out how I planned for it to go. Don't be quick to give up either, because I had a funky starting day, and then some business I was supposed to do, some contracts, the information was wrong and things turned out wrong, and I was like, man, when I got something set, I like for it to be how I agree for it to be. My word is always going to be my bond. That's the type of person I am. And if everything don't turn out how it's contracted to turn out, that throw me off. And I started to say, I'm done with this. And then something come to me, don't give up. You don't know how it may turn out. I pressed on through, It started out a little challenging. Everything turned out even better than how it was supposed to turn out than the original contract. See what I'm saying? Let me go. I got to go right now. I got somebody coming.